looks like Dana White is back in action, the casino action in particularly. He was on the Nelk Boys podcast, The Full Send, and he went into detail about his goals for his gambling. And some of the stories that he's about to tell are very, very, very risky. And he's talked about it before, but he's really never gone into detail. So we're going to listen to it, and then I'm going to roll it over some B-roll. That way I don't want to take too much of the Nelk Boys podcast, but I do want to take the audio clip from it. So that being said, you guys, let's hop into it. Like always, you guys like, subscribe, and let's go. All right, so we're going to hit this to play the B-roll, and then let's hit this for the
I've
audio.
seen crazy shit. I've watched you do crazy shit.
Here we go.
Gambling.
Discipline.
Yeah. I was talking about this. I have a very high tolerance for risk. You know, you have to have a high tolerance for risk, and you have to have a certain mindset, because there's days that you go out and Caesar's Palace. I clip these guys for $1 million a night from like January, the first week of January, all the way into March, and I beat these guys for like $27 million.
Wow.
But then you have the nights where you get murdered. Yeah. So you have to take I take a year, and I look at the year as a war, and there's many battles that are fought in the war. You go up, you go down, and it's what I love to do. So tonight, I got this doctor friend who's in town, right? Me and this guy met in a restaurant. Super good dude. Him and his wife are good people. They're from Florida. This guy invented something. He was a heart surgeon and invented something that he patented, so he's got some money. So he calls me up 2 days ago. He's all f***ed up, right? It's like, I lost $3 million, man. I'm freaking out. I'm here till the end of the week or whatever. I need you. So tonight, he put more money into his account, and he's like, I want you to play for me and win. He says, I've seen you win $1 million a night, 4 nights in a row. You can do this for me or whatever. I said,
you and the doc are going in tonight.
I'll see you tonight.
Wow.
So I'm going to go there tonight.
Wow.
Put some money in, and I'm going to try to win his $3 million back tonight.
So is that something that you're going to play until you win it back, or what if you go down $2 million?
But
never know.
That's how it goes.
Can you
That's
tell us,
how
I
it
don't know if you
goes.
want to share this, can you tell us your biggest losing session
Yeah, $8 million.
in one sitting?
How long?
One night.
But so the whole night? How many hours?
You got to have to
there?
understand. I think you have to take us through the thing. So what's a bad night look like? You start with 30,000, right? Every time.
Wait,
you
Bob,
take
hold
30,000.
on.
No.
No,
Talk-
he does.
So
he
if
does.
you see me play 30,000, that's just around at Red
Yeah, but
Rock.
Caesars you play big.
That's just around at Red Rock.
Okay, wait, Dana,
So I can play 350 a hand at Caesars, and I can play 400 a hand at Bellagio. Holy! When you go in there, then it's big boy play. It's
Well,
like
I've been with you at
three
Caesars,
hands.
so
You
it's
lose
nuts.
3 hands. It's $1.2 million.
You go to the bathroom when
After-
Dana's playing, and you come back. It could be a $3 million swing.
350. Wait, Dana, what's going through your head? Like, obviously we all tilt, but what's your logic after you lose $8 million?
Nothing. I go home.
But do you go back the next day and say, I'm getting my money back, or how do you handle that?
It depends. It depends. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but it depends on where we're at. Like the Caesars thing, when you're up 24, 26 million,
Yeah.
you got room to battle. But if you go right in and get executed for 3 to 8 million bucks, that's a whole nother
But
strategy.
don't you keep the same strategy every time? Don't you buy them with the so you go to Caesars right now? What are you doing?
Yeah. So I'd go in. You play. I play 350 a hand, right?
So you take a 350 marker? Is that what it is? Or do you
Yeah.
just put up 350?
3 hands. I win 3 hands in a row.
Yeah.
We're leaving.
Okay.
Wow.
So what if it's loss?
1, 2, 3.
Win,
boom.
win. Yeah.
That's right. Well, some nights you battle back and forth, but once I get up around 800 to $1 million, we're leaving.
But it could always be 3 hands. It could only be a 3-hand night, right? If you win.
Well, if you win 3 hands, when you come up, so you go in with a fresh board,
Right.
Fresh board. They shuffle the card. They put. I've been playing baccarat, right? So they put the cards in. Now it's a 50-50 shot.
Right.
You could get a tie, but it's a 50-50 shot. It's either going banker or player. So I always make the first bet player. No, banker. First bet's always banker. The banker hits, you're up 350,000. You got to win 2 more hands, and they're all 50-50 bets. So if you can pull off the 2 hands, like I said, I went on that streak
Right.
at the beginning of the year, and we were literally walking out of there with with $1 million a night. in
So
cash.
Wow.
Red Rock must be not be interesting anymore then. Not to be against
No, I
Red Rock.
still play at
why,
Red Rock.
do they?
I
Why do they cap your limits and why does
I
Caesars?
go up to Red Rock and goof around. They can't handle those. They don't.
Different
They
animals.
don't want to take that kind. Right. When you're talking about Caesar's Palace,
Yeah.
They take any action.
so what it means is, so Red Rock has one player like me. Me. That's it. Right? Caesars has 25 players like me.
Good point. Good point.
So, and bigger than me. Bigger
I
than
hear
me.
it. I hear him.
So that's the biggest you can get though, 350.
It's
There are guys
different.
allowed to bet $1 million a hand.
No.
Is there any?
That's my goal. That's my goal in life before I die.
What?
Bet $1 million a hand
Great call.
$1 million a hand.
at 3 hands.
I want $30 million in credit.
Oh my
$1
God.
million a hand.
Holy shit.
Oh
Why?
my
Just you want to
God.
feel
So
that's-
no one will give you those. Someone will do that
Nobody.
on the world. No.
Nobody.
No.
Not, this isn't the first time I've said it publicly. I've said it. Nobody's calling me up going, we'll do it. Nobody. Because guess what? You think about this, right? I was just telling you guys I win 3 hands. I win $3 million, right? 3 hands at a million, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's $3 million.
You can refire.
So if I could go in there for a month and clip 3 hands
Bro.
at $3 million a hand,
Oh my
I
God.
f- Caesar's whole quarter up when I did it. on their earnings call. They actually mentioned
No
me without mentioning
way.
me on their earnings call that month. I f- their whole.
They
Did
didn't.
they? Did they give you
That's
like? So
hilarious.
like you talk about when you go to a casino.
Wait,
and
they
you're
don't blacklist you for a little bit after that win?
Caesar's is f- gangster. If you are a big player,
Yeah.
and you like to play big money, Caesar's Palace is where you should play. They treat their players really well. At the end of the year, they have levels of play. They have this massive ballroom, and you can go in there and Christmas shop. They got snowmobiles, motorcycles, clothes, jewelry, electronics. You can buy everything. So what I do is with my points at the end of every year, I have my head of PR, Lene, goes in there and buys all this shit, and we give it to the employees.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That is
Every year.
cool.
Trips, you name it. Do all that shit, and I give it to all my employees. God, what was I going to tell you guys?
I forgot mine too. I had a great
Oh,
question.
so when you walk in downstairs, you see the Joe Louis statue?
Yeah.
So Caesar's Palace called me one time. This was 15 years ago. And they're like, you're such a good player, and you're all good to us, and you never let us do anything for you, this and that. What can we do for you? And I said, I'm going to totally with these guys. I said, I want the Joe Louis statue that's in the I want the Joe Louis statue that's in the sports book. And they're like, crickets on the other end of the phone. They're like, let us get back to you.
Well,
So they call me back, and they're like, the Joe Louis marble statue that's in there? It's
Yeah.
been in there for years. They're like, Dana, that thing's iconic. Joe Louis was here, and we had it, this, that, and everything else. Here's what we're going to do. The guy who did it died, but his son, we're going to fly him in from Japan. They flew him in from Japan. They shut down the sports book, and they put these curtains up. The son came in and did a cast of it. The original one is marble, and he made me the bronze one, which is better than the marble one. And they actually did that for me. And
That's
why I
cool.
put that thing down in the lobby. They also took the picture off the wall at Caesars of Muhammad Ali and Joe Louis.
Dang.
And that
Dr.
hangs
Zap.
on the wall next to it downstairs.
That's epic.
what's the?
gangster.
You know-
Caesar's Palace is the best.
But casinos, they say like for high limit players, you can get anything you want. They can accommodate any wish that you want, right? That's like the old like
Sends you the
tale,
plane.
right?
Fact.
Do you think you get like a camel if you wanted,
Yeah,
like
like-
to walk? You get anything you wanted.
100%.
So like you, what's the
If-
most insane request
I
you
don't
ever
know.
asked? You don't ask
tell
for
me
much.
what it is. If I ask Caesars to do it, they'd do it.
Well, if I
so
come
would
in-
Bellagio. So would, I'm talking about MGM, but my host at MGM
Yeah.
is the best host in Las Vegas.
That's cool, man. That's cool. It reminds me of Steve will do it, and he has a Hassan for his manager that helps him out, his liaison. Man, what a crazy that. So that's it, guys. That's going to be our goal for the rest of our lives is to watch Dana White try to do $1 million bets with a $30 million credit. Holy smokes, what a ride, man! That guy, I love it. I really do, and I love his passion for that. The guy's really, the guy's all over the place. Dana is just the man's man. All right, you guys. I hope that was fun. Like always, like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.